Ram Ram everyone. Welcome to Enthusiastic Spiritual Series. Let's welcome Shiv Kumar ji to give us a discourse on Bhagavad Gita based on Swami Ramanand teachings. Welcome Bhaiya and thank you all for joining us today.
Shri Ram Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Ram Ram to everyone joining this session. We are at Transcendental Knowledge, Sankhya Yoga, Chapter 2, shrimadbhagwat Gita, verse 2.40. So, initially, Lord Krishna was preaching to Parth, that is Arjun, about Sankhya Yoga, that is what is the nature of soul and why you should indulge in war because nobody is getting killed. The soul is not, that is soul is not getting killed. In this manner, Sri Krishna was preaching Parth. However, later on, Lord Krishna switched over to Buddhi Yoga and telling Arjuna, as there were total 12 branches of Indian philosophy, that is Vedanta Darshan has 12 of philosophy. 6 of them are that is recommending about Sankhya Yoga, and the 6 others are not recommending about reincarnation or any nature of soul. So Sri Krishna was telling that if you do not consider that there is soul, then you should go for Buddhi Yoga. What does it mean by Buddhi Yoga? When by our intellect we इसको ले जाओ भी. Now, by the Buddhi Yoga, what does it mean by Buddhi Yoga? So, Lord Krishna was telling that if by your intellect you surrender to the feet of God, that is to surrender to the super soul, that is the Almighty. In that case, you will have no kind of any desires and everything is associated with God. So such kind of thing that when you associate yourself to Almighty, then this is Buddhi Yoga. That we are having various levels of consciousness. One is mental consciousness and the superior consciousness is logical consciousness. So by using our logical consciousness, that is Mansik Chetna and Bodhik Chetna. So when we use our logical consciousness, then it is better to live life, and that is the more that is the better outlook of living the life. It is more skillful to live the life. Here the verse 2.40 is now appreciating the salient features of Buddhi Yoga. Nehadhikram nashosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahto bhayat na ih abhikram nashosti. That means if you are going for Buddhi Yoga, you are surrendering yourself, you are using your mind to ultimately unite with yourself to God, then in this case there are better features. You may go for it. That is na ih abhikram nashosti. In this, the efforts are never lost. If you are going for Buddhi Yoga, if you are doing bhakti, if you are doing surrender, then of your Almighty, then in this case, like in Karma Kand, when we are doing rituals, if something goes wrong, then all of the efforts are going in vain and we are not getting any of the fruits of that rituals, that Agni, that Vedi, or anything the rituals or Karma Kand we are doing, we are not getting any benefit in case something goes wrong. However, in this case, When we associate ourselves with the God, with Almighty, then in this case, whatever are the efforts are never lost. Up to what level we have traveled, whatever was our ending point, will be the starting point in our next birth or rebirth. So this is the feature of buddhi. Na ihi avikram nasosti pratyavayo avidyate, because this is a kind of avroh marg. What does, there are two kinds of path. One is aroh marg and ascending path, and other is avroh marg, descending path. So the energy from Sahasrara, it descends to Mooladhara, and it is, that is in support of gravity. It is a natural way of descending down the energy, and up to what level it has descended down, by purifying us of various chakras. Then so Sahasrat, Agya Chakra, Kantha Chakra, Hridaya Chakra, so Swadhisthana, Maripurak, and Mooladhara. So various chakras are getting ultimately purified in a natural manner, because energy descends down in this way, in this avroh marg or descending path. However, by yoga, what we do in aroh marg, energy we try to ascend from Mooladhara to Sahasrara. However, in mid of our yoga, if we are ultimately fascinated by any of the worldly leisures or lusts, so in that case, energy again goes down to Mooladhara itself, and we are not getting any benefit of it. So when we surrender to God, feet of God, and saying that you are only here and you can do whatever you can do, we are your childs, and we cannot do ourselves our purification. You come and wash us, you come and bathe us. We cannot do with our tiny little hands our washing and cleaning. You are my mother, you please come and clean us, and we surrender to you. And you also, you give me the power to get surrender us to your feet. So such is kind of the buddhi yoga, that is logical consciousness, when is involved in our spiritual upliftment, then this is buddhi yoga. So na abhikram nashosti. Whatever the little efforts we are doing, abhikram, so our efforts, naso asti, never goes in vain. Pratyavayo na vidyate. In this case, no adverse result is also there. However, in case of ascending path, aroma, when we ascend our energy from Mooladhara, when we are doing yoga, when we concentrate our every consciousness at this point, so that is Bhumadhya. So in this case, if we are doing anything wrong, then we can go mad. So there may be the adverse effect in case of that yoga. So, but in this case, when Bhakti Marg is done, so in Bhakti Marg, there is no adverse effect. We are always safe, and we are in the hand of graceful mother. So there is no chance of any adverse or wrong effect. So we are always getting clean, modified, and better and evolved. Pratyayo navidyate. So this is better. So go for buddhi yoga. Swalpam apyasya dharmasya. Swalpam api asya dharmasya. Of this dharmasya, of this pattern of that is offerings in this buddhi yoga. If you do this pattern of yoga, then swalpam apyasya dharmasya. If you do a little bit in this yoga, then trayate mahito hayat. You will be saved from great danger. That is, danger is what? It is a cycle of coming and going, and ultimately trapping in the tentacles, golden tentacles of this prakriti, and the various whatever are its roots, various desires. So if we do little bit to buddhi yoga, if we surrender to feed of God with our logical consciousness, with our bodhic chetna, then it will save us from great danger. So the literal meaning is this: here there is no waste of an attempt. So these are the features of Buddhi Yoga. There is no waste of an attempt, nor is there harm. Even a little of this righteousness saves us from great fear. Now, so whatever material assets we accumulate in present life have to be left behind. So we accumulate various things for our leisures and satisfy our ego, but that is left behind when we die. Now, but if we make any spiritual advancement on the path of yoga, God preserves it. So whatever we do on the name of God, if we serve our children on the name of God, then it is a kind of preservation. God remembers it that He has done for me. For if we are doing Bhagwan ke bacche hain, so this is not where we are kept. That is, we are kept here by our God. So we should work properly in whatever shops the servants are kept. If they are thinking that it is due to the grace of Master, then they are doing better. In the similar manner, never condemn the situation. So always appreciate the situation. Whatever is coming after your wholehearted work, then receive it happily. Don't condemn the God, because whatever results are coming, it is for our evolution and not it is for our happiness. Result is not declared for the happiness of the student. It is always, it is given as per the evolutionary needs. So what kind of evolution is needed for that student? What kind of betterment is needed? As per that only result is given, though the student has tried its best. But there may be some pros and cons. There may be some reasons. Might the student is not having that kind of intellect that might have done properly in examination. What may be the reason? But the results are given that at what scale that student is and what upliftment or betterment is needed for it. In the similar manner, don't correlate with the result to your efforts. There may be some previous sanskar or some previous traces of work which are also involved in the result. So always appreciate the God and happily accept the result. That you, by your result, you can measure the scale that how much you have to go for. But it is the precondition of this, that you should always be thankful to God in Buddhi Yoga, and everything is to be accepted from God. That is, our children are accepted from God. These children are not for us and not for sake of our parental age. That is, when we become old, then they will protect us, then they will make us happy. These are maybe our desire, maybe our hope, but we should accept it. God is fulfilling our desire and God is looking after us. God is also looking after our children. So we are not here as a contractor that we will make our children like this and in turn they will do this for me. So such kind of fabrications never works. You always surrender unconditionally to God and never demand any kind of return in favor of it. Otherwise, your this surrender will not be pure. So Buddhi Yoga says that accept everything from God and never go for its returns. So the same has been said here, that if we do so, then from the great danger of trapping in this chakra, we will not get trapped. So enabling us to start off from where we have left. God preserve it and giving us the fruits in the next life. In Buddhi Yoga, where we live From there we start, because ultimately it is preserved by God, that by God grace and our surrender, it all happens. So if we are well believed in in our teachers, so God, teacher knows that he is committed to me, so our next promotion will be given as per our skills and knowledge. We should not try our own, that I can do it and there is no need of teacher. So I can make the energy to go ascend. Because teacher is there to help us. We are in evolutionary school. So never try to be so smart that I myself can make ourselves as a principal. I myself can be so acknowledged. Better take the help of God. They are better take the help of teachers. They are there to guide you and make your path easier. So it is otherwise at certain time we may get collapsed if we are doing on our own. So better take the help of Almighty. He is always there. Now, next verse is व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धि एकेह कुरुनंदना बहुशाखा हिनंताश बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम. So 2.41 words. व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धि एकेह कुरुनंदना बहुशाखा हिनंताश बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम. So that is vyavasaya atmika, that is Buddhi Eke Kurunandana, O scion of Kuru dynasty. That means that is descendant of Kuru dynasty, O Arjuna, whose mind is resolute. That is, it has surrendered to one God, whose mind is resolute. Properly, it is rational minded person. If a person is rational minded, clear cut minded, so vyavasaya nikah buddhi, so that resolute minded person, that intellect has single logical mind. So it is not going here and there, it is only as a single surrender or offering to God. Vyavasayatmika buddhi eke kurunandana. So that is resolute minded person only penetrates in a single hole, deeper and deeper, and ultimately find the last point of that hole. So this is the Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, aka Purunandana, who is resolute, who is rational, goes for one path only. That person does not go little in every path, little in Sankhya Yoga, little in Buddha Yoga, otherwise little for a different mentors. Sometimes goes for one Sadguru, sometimes for other Sadguru. Such kind of things are not there. He is resolute. He believes completely in one mentor, in one Sadguru, and ultimately what are the teachings of that Sadguru. Properly follows and ultimately unites himself or herself to God. Vyavasayatmika buddhi eke purunandana. Bahushakha hiyanantasya buddhayo vyavasayinam. But who are irresolute, who are irrational, they are going Bahushakha. There are various branches and none of them is thicker and strong. It may get broken by some wind. So Bahusakha hi anantasya. So there are various branches of those persons who are irresolute in mind, who don't have faith in one. They are going little in different kinds of yogas. So what is literal meaning of this 2.41 verse? So O scion of Kuru dynasty, in this there is a single one-pointed conviction. The thoughts of irresolute ones have many branches, indeed are innumerable. However, single one-pointed conviction is of the person who is resolute. Now, attachment is the function of mind. There is mental consciousness and other is logical consciousness. Mental consciousness never stays at a point. It gets attached to various stimuli or the various point of attraction to our various conscious, that is various indriya, that is senses. So we are having various senses like our jnanendriya, eyes, ears, nose, mouth. So they are having their own bhoga, their own gratification, their own taste, their own smell, sound. So our mind goes after them, where our gratification is there, where our bhoga is there, leisure is there, lust is there. So mind goes towards. It always goes with our various senses. It is going. However, our logical consciousness is higher above. It is not that it goes about. So mind and these senses are little closer. However, that our intellect or logical consciousness is away. So here it is said that attachment is a function of mind, and its manifestation is that mind repeatedly runs towards the object of attachment. If we have tasted some good thing, then our mind again and again remembers for that and tries to get it again and again. Not try to get it, it wants to accumulate it. And also at certain times it becomes so strengthened, so powerful, that it also brings logical consciousness towards its side. You also come. See, this is very good and attractive. Let us grab it. The complete body, even if the soul is mired with mud, then along with soul, it brings everything to that kind of attachment and attraction. Though it is ephemeral, then also mind tries to pull all the energy of body to that, and only for some time. After a period of time, that attraction goes, and mind again goes to some other kind of attraction. So this is Bahushaka Yanantash Buddhayo Vyavasai. Now, so which would be the person, sensual objects, prestige, bodily comfort, situation, and so on. It might be anything. It might be related to senses, might be related to our comforts, or anything it may be. Sensual objects, prestige, either it is related to our ego, then also mind goes for it. So if thoughts of some person or object repeatedly come to mind, it is possible indication that mind is being inclined to it, mind is being attached to it. So, however, if it is the mind then that get attached, then why Sri Krishna bringing the intellect into the topic of attachment? So, as mind is, it is the natural behavior of mind to get, but Sri Krishna is bringing here the buddhi yoga, that is the factor of intellect, that is logical consciousness. Why he is doing so? Is there any role of the intellect in eliminating attachment? Within our body is the Sabal Antahkaran, which also colloquially referred as heart. It consists of mind, intellect, and ego. So, Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayu Tham Mano Buddhirevcha Ahankaritiyam Bhinna Prakrati Ashtara. There are the 8 elements which are Apara Prakrati, and next is, and the Paraprakriti is the soul. So that Bhumi, Apa, Anal, Vayu, Tham, that is sky, wind, earth, and that is water, and flame, that is fire. These are the 5 elements, and Man, Buddhi, Ahankar, mind, intellect, and ego. These are the 8 elements by which our body is made of. However, the soul is the thing which resides inside it. The building is made of 8 elements, and the soul resides in it. And with this body is unfit, then soul leaves it and again goes to some other building. That is the reincarnation. So here, Shri Krishna is telling about that how the bodies consist of, and in this also that heart is made of mind, intellect, and ego. So by three elements it is composed of. And in this, the intellects and ego are some higher than mind. Mind is having a tendency to get attached to these things. So Sri Krishna is telling that by Buddhi Yoga, by using intellect, you can be free from these attachments. Those who are intellectual, they are not going for these attachments. Even when the wife of Newton was died, Newton was doing one experiment, and he has told that just let me complete this experiment. Till wait, I am coming there. So the person who are intellectual, like Lata Mangeshkar, has never gone for these pani puri and other things, because if intellect is controlling us, then the mind, the reign of mind, that it never succeeds. It is never dominating. So when we are intellectual, then mind and these obeys the intellect. They hand over their power of attorney to intellect. So better be intellectual, better go for Buddhi Yoga. So in case of Buddhi Yoga, God supports us. God supports us. That means we are getting more power, empowered. So better go for Buddhi Yoga, surrender yourself to the feet of God, and by the energy, by the grace of God, you may easily treat to path at higher pace. Verse 2.42. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadante vipaschita vedvad rata parth nanidasti vadina कामात्मानः स्वर्गपराः जन्म कर्म फल प्रदां क्रिया विशेष बहुलां भोगैश्वर्य गतिं प्रति याम imam pushpitam vacham. In various Vedas it has been written that if you do this ritual, then such kind of things you will get. You doing this ritual, you will get money. By doing this, you will get this. And if you do this, then you will get heaven. So these are the pushpitam vacham. These flowery words are written in Veda, and it is our karma kand and the associated desires. So do those persons who are profused with desires, which are overflowing with desires, then how to complete, fulfill their desires, it is also written in the karma kand portion of the Veda. So yam imam, all these pushpitam vacham, flowery words vacham, has been pravadanti avipashita. It has been spoken those with limited understanding. So those who are up to the mind mental level and ultimate anyhow, they want to fulfill their desire. It is not that they are to be condemned. There are various levels of evolution. Anything cannot be condemned. There are some animals also, even their mental consciousness is very primitive, and even it is not even developed. So from various levels we are evolving. So if we have evolved up to the logical consciousness, then it is very fine. Otherwise, those who are at mental consciousness, for them Veda is there. Veda is telling that pravadanti avipashita, those who are having avipashita, limited understanding. So for them, flowery words are given in Veda that you do this, then you will get this. So Veda, by properly adhering to that process, they fulfill their desire and get themselves trapped in this prakriti. So, avipashita, understanding, that is those who are limited understanding get trapped in this flowery words of the Veda. Vedvad rataha. So attached to the flowery words of Veda, O part, na anyat. So here it has been told, Vedvad rataha part na anyat astiti vadina. So na anyat asti iti. Vadina. So for them, there is nothing else to follow. Those who are Vedvadrata, those who are highly indulged in Vedvadrata, Nanyat Asti, Asti Iti Vadina. For them, there is nothing more superior. There is no higher scale. They are only blindly following the Ved and they are fulfilling their desire by karma. They are doing yagya, they are doing ahuti, everything they are doing. So some fire rituals are they are doing and completing their desire. So kamatmana kamatmana swargapara janma karma fal pradam. Further in the next verse 4:3 it has been told kam atmana. So those atmana which is fulfilled, which is overwhelming, that is, it is flooded with desire. For those person, Kam Atmana, desirous or sensual pleasures, Swargapara, aiming to achieve the heavenly planets after death, they want to get Yogaksham. They in this planet they want to add many of the things which at their leisures and shame in the next planet they want to get something like heavenly planet. Both they are wanting for before death and after death. So kamatmana swargapara, aiming to achieve the heavenly planet. Janma karma fal. So janma karma fal, that is high birth and fruitive results they want. Pradam. So they want that they should be awarded heavenly pleasure. So also they are doing these fire rituals, that is yagya. And kriya vishesh bahulam, bhog aishwarya gatim prati, kriya vishesh bahulam. So kriya vishesh, that is pompous ritualistic ceremonies. Bahulam, various kinds of ritualistic ceremony which is famous. So many of the things it needed with pomp and show. That is, it is a kind of show off. They are doing these rituals. And for various Bahulam, Bhog Aishwarya. Bhog means gratification and Aishwarya, that is luxury. Gatim Prati. So they are progressed towards it. Yo तनम भक्ता श्रद्धयार्चितुमिच्छति तस्य तस्य अचलाम श्रद्धाम कामे विविधताम्यहम्. जो जिस भाव से मुझे भजता है, यो याम याम तनुम भक्ता श्रद्धयार्चितुम इच्छति तस्य तस्य अचलाम श्रद्धाम कामेव विदधाम्यहम्. मैं उस व्यक्ति की अचल श्रद्धा उसी में स्थापित करता हूँ. जो मुझसे खिलौना मांगता है उसको खिलौना देता हूँ. जो मेरी गोद में आना चाहता है उसको मैं वही, क्योंकि खिलौना मांगे और मैं खुद उसको गोद ले लूं तो मेरी कीमत ना रह जाएगी, ना हमारे आलिंगन का कोई अर्थ ही रह जाएगा. वो खिलौने की ओर देखेगा और मेरे आलिंगन में ना मुझे तृप्ति मिलेगी ना उसे तृप्ति मिलेगी. और जो बच्चा मेरी ओर आना चाहेगा तब उस प्रकार का मिलन कितना सौभाग्यशाली होगा, जिसमें बालक बोले कि माँ तेरे सिवा कुछ और न चाहिए और सभी खिलौनों को छोड़कर वो मेरी ओर दौड़ा चला जाएगा. इस प्रकार का मिलन तो अप्रतिम होता है, पूर्ण होता है. और माँ भी किस किस से ना कह दे, देखो मेरा बेटा किसी भी चीज को नहीं चाह रहा है, वो सबको छोड़कर मेरी ओर दौड़ रहा है. वो माँ भी सौभाग्यशाली होती है. वो परमात्मा किस किस से ना कह दे कि मेरा भक्त मेरी ओर आ रहा है. तो ये परम सौभाग्यशाली मिलन होता है. नाउ आवर सिस्टर सुनीता जी विल रिसाइट ए भजन.
बहुत सुंदर भैया जी, आपने भगवत गीता के प्रवचन सुनाए. मेरा सौभाग्य है. आवाज आ रही है आपको?
हाँ जी, हाँ जी.
अच्छा, मेरा सौभाग्य है कि आज मुझे भजन सुनाने का मौका मिला है. मैं गुरुदेव से प्रार्थना करूंगी कि बोल मेरे अच्छे निकले. हे नाथ अब तो ऐसी दया ऐसी दया हो जीवन निरर्थक जाने न पाए. यह मन न जाने क्या क्या दिखाए, कुछ बन न पाया मेरे बनाए। यह मन न जाने क्या क्या दिखाए, कुछ बन न पाया अपने बनाए। संसार में ही आसक्त रहकर दिन रात अपने मतलब की कहकर, संसार में ही आसक्त रहकर दिन रात अपने मतलब की कहकर, सुख के लिए लाखों दुख सह कर ये दिन अभी तक यूं ही गंवाए। सुख के लिए लाखों दुख सह कर ये दिन अभी तक यूं ही गंवाए। हे नाथ अब तो ऐसी दया हो, जीवन निरर्थक जाने न पाए। ऐसा जगा दो फिर सो न जाऊं, अपने को निष्काम प्रेमी बनाऊं। ऐसा जगा दो फिर सो न जाऊं, अपने को निष्काम प्रेमी बनाऊं। मैं आपको चाहूं और पाऊं, संसार का कुछ भय रह न जाए। मैं आपको चाहूं और पाऊं, संसार का कुछ भय रह न जाए। हे नाथ अब तो ऐसी दया हो, जीवन निरर्थक जाने न पाए। वह योग्यता दो सत्कर्म कर लूं, अपने हृदय में सद्भाव भर लूं। वह योग्यता दो सत्कर्म कर लूं, अपने हृदय में सद्भाव भर लूं। नर तन है साधन भव सिंधु तर लूं, ऐसा समय फिर आए न आए। नर तन है सा धन भव सिंधु तर लूं, ऐसा समय फिर आए न आए। हे नाथ अब तो ऐसी दया हो, जीवन निरर्थक जाने न पाए। हे प्रभु हमें निरभिमानी बना दो, दारिद्र हर लो दानी बना दो। हे प्रभु हमें निरभिमानी बना दो, दारिद्र हर लो दानी बना दो। आनंद में विज्ञानी बना दो, मैं हूँ पथिक यह आशा लगाए। आनंद में विज्ञानी बना दो, मैं हूँ पथिक ये आशा लगाए। हे नाथ अब तो ऐसी दया हो, जीवन निरर्थक जाने न पाए। यह मन न जाने क्या क्या दिखाए, कुछ बन न पाया अपने बनाए। श्री राम।
श्री राम। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुर्भाग् भवेत्। न त्वं कामये राज्यं न स्वर्गं न पुनर्भवं, कामये दुःखकर्तानां प्राणिनामार्तिनाशनम्। त्वदिष्टं भवतु गोविन्द, त्वदिष्टं भवतु गोविन्द, न त्वमदिष्टं पाहि मां रक्ष मां। तेरी इच्छा पूर्ण हुआ, हम सब तेरी शरण में हैं, चरणों की भक्ति करो।
राम राम। सुनीता बहन, आपकी प्रार्थना भगवान ने सुन ली और आपने बहुत अच्छा गाया।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद दीदी।
राम राम भैया जी, राम राम।
बहुत खुशी
राम
होती है
राम, चरण
कि
स्पर्श।
दीदी राम राम चरण स्पर्श और शिव कुमार सुनीता बहुत बहुत प्यार आशीर्वाद। और कितनी खुशी होती है कि ये जो भजन भी बोला जाता है समय विशेष के अनुसार ही बोला जाता है। जैसे कि दूसरे अध्याय के 40वें श्लोक में निश्चयात्मक बुद्धि, कि हमारा एक निश्चयात्मक बुद्धि हो जाए, व्यवसायी बुद्धि नहीं हो। तो ये सब भजन में भी भगवान यही प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं कि हे नाथ अब तो ऐसी दया हो, जीवन निरर्थक जाने ना पाए। बहुत सार गर्वित सत्संग वाणी रही। बहुत बहुत प्यार आशीर्वाद और प्रिया बहन को धन्यवाद। राम राम राम
राम
राम।
राम आंटी।
प्रिया
राम
जी,
राम आंटी जी। राम राम आंटी। राम राम आंटी।
राम राम।
सबको
राम राम सबको।
सबको राम राम, सब दीदी का राम प्रणाम सबको।
Thank you, Bhaiya, for the wonderful discourse. Thank you, Sunita ji, for the beautiful bhajan. And thank you all for joining today. Thank you.
धन्यवाद। इसका श्रेय मेरी कुसुम दीदी को जाता है, जो मुझे बार बार प्रयत्न कराती रहती हैं। मैं बार बार उनको वंदन करती हूँ कि दीदी आप मुझे ऐसे ही प्रयत्न कराती रहें और मैं दिल से आपका प्रयत्न स्वीकार करके यहाँ तक बढ़ती रहूं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कुसुम दीदी का, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। बहुत बहुत
सब गुरु जी की कृपा है, कुछ नहीं है। गुरु जी का ये सब कोठे में है। और शिव कुमार की मुस्कान तो हमें कहाँ से कहाँ ले जा रही है। और